Hello Vicious, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be going over the work that I did on Arlo the Alligator Boy, which is now out on Netflix, and it has been for the past 2 months. I was a storyboard artist on this show between 2019 to 2020, and later this year the TV show of it is going to come out, and I was a storyboard artist on that as well, and it will also be on Netflix. But for now I will be doing a review on the work that I've done, and instead of a critique, I just kind of want to just talk about what I did, since the scene that I want to talk about today seems simple, but it was also kind of complex. So one of the scenes that I worked on in Arlo was when all the friends came together on the bus and introduced each other for the very first time. So before I show what I've worked on, I just wanted to let you know that these boards have been touched by revisionists, which mean that not all of these boards necessarily belong to me drawing wise. So I decided that every time that there's a drawing that is not mine, I will leave like a blue bubble or something on the corner of the storyboard, just so you all know that that is not my drawing, because I don't want to claim ownership over a drawing that is not mine. So if the majority of the drawing is just something that is not what I've done, I will leave a blue mark, and that is just naturally what happens in the whole storyboarding world. Is you will be the storyboard artist, you lay down the foundational drawings of, you know, the big picture level of the script, and then revisionists will come back later on in the pipeline to fix drawings to match the updated version of the script or any changes that were made to the story. Anyway, without further ado, let's see everybody's friendship unfold on Arlo.
Birdie, you seeing this? This tiny train is all tricked out. Hey, you got him! Thank you very much for your services, young green man. Now where's my bag of cash? Oh, we gave it back to those loud farm people. Turns out, they were still angry after they got it back.
Hey, leave the kid alone. He's just a naive and confused and misguided and lost little alligator boy, okay?
And I'm just a giant hairball. Doesn't mean I don't need some money, honey.
Okay, so we gave back your stolen money.
How dare!
Hey, we're just trying to survive, lady. I'm a tiger, look at me. You think I can work at a coffee shop? No, I can't.
I get it. More than you know.
Okay, well why don't you get the fact that we were about to be rich and your kid messed it all up?
Knock it off, Tony. He doesn't mean it. Deep down, he's a real softie. And what's your name, sister?
I'm Birdie, and this here is my,
Friend! We're best friends. I'm Arlo.
I'm Berlicia. This is Teeny Tiny Tony, and Aaliyah up front is our driver.
Oh, and I'm on my learner's permit, by the way, but I'm super good, so don't worry about a thing.
Oh, that sounds safe. Maybe you can give us a ride. See, now this is New York City. We're on our way there to meet my dad. Whoa, wait a second. My own teeny tiny papa used to tell me about New York. Oh, we got family there. In Little Italy. Rickety Biscuit. Small Tony, you should come with us. You all should. Maybe you didn't notice, but us three, we got a good thing going here, okay? We aren't looking for a little charity trip. Okay, I guess. Maybe just let us off at the next stop. Hey, Arlo! You a good swimmer? Small Tony, I love swimming. It's just Tony, but okay. Maybe we can work something out, huh? We help you get to New York, and you help us with a teeny tiny job.
Not the aquarium, Tony.
What happened at the aquarium, Teeny Tony? They got a real good friend of ours locked up there, you know. Oh no! Been in the tank a long time. Too long. We should rescue him.
no way.
Only problem is there's some groupers in that tank with them mean ones, and they tried to take a bite out of little Tony last time. And Felicia, my sweet Felicia, she don't like to get wet.
Not with this perv, honey.
That's right. Hey, easy, birdie.
Nope.
Okay, well, I guess you don't want to ride to New York.
Ugh, fine.
So that's settled. Edme once told me everything happens for a reason. And look it, here we all are. And once we get there, the big lady's gonna help us make some more cash.
Keep dreaming, fella.
I like you. I shouldn't, but I do.
Yo, I'm so excited, you guys!
I noticed that whenever I'm on shows, I have a tendency to be typecasted on these friendship moments. Like, people normally tend to assign me on friendship moments, relationship moments, connection between character moments, which is fine. I love it. I love boarding those types of things, but I feel like that is kind of one of more of my strengths when it comes to storyboarding, is really, you know, character acting moments, character interactions, character relationships, because I'm all about that deep relationshipness and just psychology, even though I am not a medical professional at all. It is just kind of based on, you know, your own personal experiences with your own friends, family, and just relationships. So on Arlo the Alligator Boy, we use Storyboard Pro instead of Flix. So Storyboard Pro is more of a vectorized program in which a lot of TV shows in the animation industry use, which is why these boards might seem a little bit different aesthetically wise from Trash Truck, and the art style is also completely different. So that is why the styles will be different from all of these projects that you will see that I worked on. And sometimes people are curious as to what the industry tends to use, and Storyboard Pro is more of the standard storyboarding program that I've noticed for television shows, but Flix is also used, as well as Photoshop, for a lot of TV shows. But just from what I've noticed, Storyboard Pro seems to be more of the main one. So after watching that scene, there are definitely things that I feel like I could improve on if I were to revisit this scene. But before I go through things that I want to critique on, I just want to talk about more of an overall review about things you will definitely need to know as a storyboard artist. Is that screen direction is going to play a huge role with pretty much everything that you're ever going to do, because you pretty much have to keep track of characters within a space. And when I worked on this scene, we had to lay out what the inside of the bus was going to look like and where the characters are going to be in this moment on the bus, and pretty much where you lay the characters out will dictate the rest of how the scene is going to play. And it is important to remember screen direction, because if you have a character on the left but then they're somehow on the right within the next shot without any explanation as to how you got there, you're going to make the audience confused, which is why screen direction is pretty important in the whole film and animation world. If a character is going to be on the right, you want to make sure that they stay on the right, and if they're on the left, you want to make sure that they're on the left and that you don't cross the line. There are plenty of videos online about the 180 rule in film and animation that you can watch that further goes into depth about this, but in general, you don't want to really cross this line or have characters switch sides unless if you have a moment where you either neutralize the scene, meaning like you just get away from this whole situation and have a neutral scene of just something else, or you have a character go to the other side and show that they do, just to explain that, hey, they are switching sides in this scene. Other things that you should know if you're a storyboard artist or interested in becoming one is making sure that whenever you have characters act, they kind of stay in character with who they are. Normally, whenever you get on a show, you're going to be told who these characters are and spend some time familiarizing yourself with them, but it's not until you storyboard them that you really know how each character is going to act. If you have a character that is sassy like Felicia, she's going to do a lot of movements with her gesture that Birdie wouldn't really do it. She's a little bit more shy and reserved, whereas Felicia is more like, hello bitches. So these are things that you just kind of have to keep in mind, is that certain characteristics of certain characters are not things that would really be displayed by others, but most of the time the script will kind of lay it out for you and you should know. But if you're on a more board-driven show, then sometimes you have to figure it out by yourself. If I could change anything about what I did on this scene, I wish that I went a little bit more cinematic in some of these moments. Not that I feel like it really needed it, because this was more about characters bonding, getting to know each other, and when you're in these more emotional or just character moments, it is more common to use medium shots because a lot of things are dependent on the character's acting and emotions. And whenever you're doing acting and emotions, it is very common to just do medium shots because you want to understand the psychology of this character as clearly as possible. And doing something cinematic, like having an object in the foreground while a character is in the background doing something, doesn't really help serve that type of storytelling style. So I could see why I went with these medium shots and just stuff that can make character acting very clear. But going back in time, if I read the script again, maybe I could have perceived things in a different way and maybe have moments of just seeing the landscape while they're all on the bus and just like having voiceover as they're, you know, on the bus. Maybe they do have a shot like that and I just forgot. But yeah, like things that kind of remind me of a Ghibli film where you don't always need to show the character talking on screen all the time. Sometimes you can show the background, the scenery, the landscape, or the world they're in while their voiceover is playing. That would have been cool, but at the same time, I feel like, you know, we really want to spend this time getting used to the characters and getting to know them. This is the first time they're all seeing each other for the first time. So maybe that wouldn't have even been appropriate, but it definitely would have been something that I would try to consider and see if it would work, just to, you know, it's just things that you think about as you're an artist growing. And in general, I feel like I could always improve on the acting and make more poses in between certain poses, which, I mean, not to the point that you're animating it, but just explaining some of it more, because I feel like sometimes when people see scenes like these, they're just like, oh, that was probably so easy because all you had to do was just board the character on the right or the left and blah, blah, blah. However, I feel like acting moments are sometimes the hardest because you have to understand subtlety and nuance. Like, we literally had a whole guest lecture on character nuances one time at school. So nuances are kind of like when you show the middle ground of certain emotions. Like, you sometimes have extremely happy, which is so obvious, and just a big smile with wide eyes, and you just have angry, which is deeply furrowed eyebrows just pointing down. Like, those are such obvious emotions. But sometimes you might get into more of these gray area emotions, like feeling empathetic, bittersweet, or like something that is not an obvious emotion and kind of in between on the spectrum of extremities. So that's something that you always have to keep in mind. And acting can be very hard sometimes, but it's one of those things that I feel like you will get better with time. And the more you kind of think about your own life and how you react to things, that's also why I keep a mirror on my desk at all times, so that I can always look at how I am, or just whatever emotions I make on my face when I'm drawing something. I sometimes catch myself really just furrowing my eyebrows during an angry moment, and I'll just look at my own eyebrows and just see what they're doing and try to emulate that into a drawing. So I know a lot of animators have this technique of just keeping a mirror on their desk, but yeah, trust me, it is not only for putting on these lashes, I swear. A lot of the rest of the acting is left for the animators to do, in which so many of them did such a fucking amazing job. So I'm going to just plug in some of the ones that were done for this scene and give them a shout out, because I just feel like the animation is so amazing, and it's been a hot minute since I've seen 2D animation in a film, so it's very refreshing. So please check them out, all on Instagram. I'll leave their handlebars in case if you're interested in checking out their art. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you all in the next one, and please check out Arlo the Alligator Boy on Netflix if you're looking for something fun and wholesome. So peace out and stay wholesome, bitches.